The oldest man to ever live is a man from the Bible named Methuselah. You may have heard about this in Sunday school. He lived to be 969 years old. Yeah, they lived a lot longer back in the old days before the flood. Well, check this out, because there's an incredible backstory behind that. There's a lot more to the story. See, Methuselah's name literally means his death thrust us into something. His death brings something on. Well, Methuselah had a son when he was 182 years old, and his son's name was Lamech, which means despair. Lamech had a son when he was 187. His son's name was Noah. And Noah, we know from the book of Genesis chapter 6, that the flood came when Noah was 600 years old. If we add those numbers together, 600, 187, 182, guess what it comes out to? 969, the same age of Methuselah, which literally means the year Methuselah died is the same year the flood happened. It was prophesied the entire time. Noah was literally preaching. I know y'all don't believe me and these rains are coming, but just look at my granddaddy. As long as he's alive, this world will still exist. But as soon as he dies, this whole thing is over. Game over. The flood is coming. And that's exactly what happened as it was prophesied. Literally, if you go down the chain, it means Methuselah's name means his death shall bring, his son's name means despair, and Noah's name means rest. His death shall bring us into the despairing rest. They were prophesying the entire line down. And it goes further. See, Methuselah is the oldest man to ever live because God's grace is that long. God said, if you are going to represent the end of the world, I'm going to let you be the longest living person there ever was and ever will be, to show you how much God gives us grace and how many opportunities he gives us to get it right. And yet still, it was only Noah and his family that got in that ark. That should let us know something about the signs that we're seeing, the signs of the times, the signs that we're coming to an end again, and yet people don't seem to even want to listen. Do you know God? Because now is a good time to get yourself right with God. Get your affairs in order, because Jesus is coming soon. Now, if you take the same thing and go back up the chain, because they weren't far from Adam, it gets really interesting. See, Adam, his name means man. And y'all know Adam had sons, Cain and Abel. Cain killed Abel. But then Adam had another son named Seth and said, now you are the appointed one. So he named his son Appointed. Well, Seth then has a son, and his name is Enosh. Enosh literally means frail or mortal. Enosh has a son named Canaan, and Canaan's son means sorrow. His name means sorrow. Canaan has a son named Mahalalel. El, anything on the end of a word that's El always means God, and Mahalel means to bless, so that literally means the blessed God. Mahalalel has a son named Jared, which means shall come down. Jared has Enoch, which means teacher or teaching, and we know the rest of the chain. Enoch has Methuselah. Enoch is raptured, by the way. Enoch was so close to God, God literally took him to heaven while he's still alive. But that man that was that close to God is the one that named his son. His death shall bring this thing on. Methuselah had Lamech, Lamech had Noah. Well, when you put those names together, it literally means man is appointed mortal sorrow, but the blessed God shall come down teaching that his death shall bring the despairing rest. God literally encoded everything we need to know about Jesus in the names of the first set of people up until the end of the world the first time. And the man that prophesied about it, Enoch, was taken to heaven, but not before he prophesied about both the first end of the world, and if you look in the book of Jude, he prophesies about the second one, the one that's coming again. We are coming to the end times, and just like Methuselah was a sign, we need to follow and understand what is coming. We are almost there, guys. Make sure you know God, because time is running out.